Alright, we're back with part 3 of our LoDinpo loadout. Alright, welcome back, and here we have, this is the third one, and actually this was actually part of our fire kit. They were actually ordered as a set. We just got the fire kit first. So, but we're here and we're going to add to what we have already from LoDinpo. Again, so far we do have a pretty decent survival type kit, a good trunk kit, if you will. We're going to get into this one here, and we're going to actually, you know what? We're actually going to use the knife we got with our first survival kit. Alright, so we're going to do this. This one is, actually I don't need to say, it just opens. Or it doesn't. There we go. Alright, so we don't need to use this. We will test that knife at a later date. For now, we're going to get into this one here. Again, it was a 2-part set. This is our other part right here. And to be honest, it's smaller than what I had thought it was going to be, and I'm actually pretty happy with that. Because again, small kit, nice. So what we got here is one of the LoDinpo survival fishing kits. Now, they have a lot on there, right? If you go to their website, they have a lot of different survival fishing kits. And the reason I wanted this one was just because, really, it came as a set with the fire. So you got food and fire together. So it is one of your just standard cases that you get with, like, any of these survival kits. Same type of box we got with Harbor Freight survival kit. Same type that comes with Stealth Angel. M48 Ops, Trailblazer, they all use these same boxes. This one is a little bit smaller. It's pretty sturdy though. It does come with a carabiner on one of the lanyard holes. Alright, so let's get into this here. So again, food not always the most important. Oh wow. Okay, and we even have here, on top of a component list, we actually have a how to use this kit. So that's pretty dang cool. Alright, so for starters, here we have 6 pieces of fishing leader. 10 centimeter, 20 centimeter, 30 centimeter fishing leader used for attaching fish hooks. So you attach your fish hook to one end, and then you attach the other to your line, and these leaders are a lot stronger, so then it's harder for the fish to bite through the line. So it's a good item to have in a fishing kit. Okay. Next up, we do have additional fishing line. Now, as you know, we already have fishing line in this kit here, so having more fishing line is always great because fishing line does snap. This is 50 meters, so another 50 meters. I'm not sure what the test is. But yeah, some additional fishing line. Alright, moving on, we have 2 additional bobbers. And these bobbers are actually a little bit better than the bobber we got in this one. So, but that gives us a total of 3 bobbers. That's pretty cool. Let's see what it says here. Okay, so fishing at 50 meters, maximum pull force 10 kilograms. So, again, this is made in China more than likely. So, they use kilograms as opposed to pounds. So it's 10 kilogram fishing line. And then these are fishing floats, solid foam, 38 millimeters in diameter, with ample buoyancy to support baits of various weights. Alright, next up, we have this one here. And I'm not sure if you can see, but that is a ton of fish hooks in there. 70 to be exact. So we have 70 fish hooks of different sizes in here, in this little box. And again, if you've seen any of my other videos, I've always pointed out that fish hooks, you know, these things get lost, they get snagged, and we got 70 of them in this. Pardon me. So we have 70 of them in that box. Number 3 to number 12, 7 for each model. So 70 fishing hooks right there. So that's a lot of fishing hooks. So we have line, we got weights, and we have a lot of fishing hooks. So if they get lost, we can always replace them. Next up, we have some more. We have big fishing hooks. So if you're fishing bigger line, now to be honest, if you're fishing with these size hooks, more than likely, I would recommend you probably want to use one of the inner strands of your paracord, because I don't know if 10 kilogram is going to, a fish this size is probably going to snap that line pretty fast. So you got 2/0, 3/0 bait holder hooks and 5/0, 6/0 circle hooks. So, and you've got 4 of each, so there's 8 additional size. That's 78 hooks right there, plus what we got in our survival kit itself. Then last but not least, we have scissors. And these are pretty cool. These are pretty nice. Having scissors is always a good thing. Then of course you have the case. So, and there is almost a plastic seal inside the case. It's not complete. So this is more than likely not waterproof. But again, we're talking fish hooks. So, but yeah. So that is the LoDinpo, one of the many LoDinpo survival fishing kits that they have out there. There is another one that I do want to get, which I think I'm going to get to add to what we've gotten so far. And shoot, I don't know how the heck this went back down in there. All right, that was on top. That was there. Those were in there. Oh, that's right. This one's on the bottom. Scissors in there. Got to get this sucker closed up, otherwise it doesn't do us a whole lot of good. So this is a pretty tight kit to be, like, really tight. Maybe this needs to go upside down. It's like the bobbers don't want to go back into this kit here. Like, they were like really in there. These are much larger bobbers, but we're gonna get this figured out. We'll get this all back together. As I said. There you go. Got the LoDinpo survival fishing kit. And then of course here it says here, cut the fishing line and anchor bobber line. Take a fishing line of appropriate length. One end of it can be held by hand or tied to a branch. Tie the hook. Use the fishing leaders to change the hooks. Yeah, so like I said, if you put the leader on there, you can like switch the size of your hooks. So if your hooks are too big, you can go to a smaller size. Or you can use the hook directly to the line. I do recommend using the leaders. It even has here how to tie a knot and then how to bait the hooks. So pretty good information. Now we just got to see how this is going to go in all of this. Again, I'm liking this brand. This is actually not a horrible brand in my opinion. Again, It's, you know, this is a fire kit. This is an additional fishing kit. Then we have our gloves. We have our tin. So we have our emergency poncho and our mosquito head net. So let's see if we can't get all this in here. I still want to see this like this. Boom, just like that. Put that in the bottom. Next we go there, because fishing is going to come after other stuff. Fire is pretty important, so we're going to put the fire kit kind of right up there. We have our poncho, which can kind of go up there anywhere. Our gloves. Actually, we're going to try putting the gloves in the front pockets. I don't know if they'll fit, but it seems like a good use of that pocket. Because if you do have to do any work, you want to protect your hands. You don't want to get splinters, anything like that. Of course, you do have just like that. Tie that down. So we have our gloves in this side. Then in this side, I forgot what we put in this side. But we have our paracord. So we have a paracord. So we have cordage and gloves, which are both going to be important for making shelter. So there you go. Then we have our collapsible water bottle. That slides right in there. Put this additional literature in here just because that card could be fire amplifying. Could help to get a fire going. We do have fire tinder in here, but you can never go wrong. Put that in there. And then we're going to close that pocket because I like things to be nice and in order. And then put our collapsible water bottle right here on the top. Close that up. And again, there you go. So here we have, oh shoot, we got our poncho too. That's right though. We put our poncho in here with our emergency sleeping pack. Cinch that sucker down. And there we go. So the only thing we added was a sleeping bag and this cup. Everything else is from LoDinpo. And we actually have a pretty lightweight kit. You can put this in the back of a car. You have to get out on foot. You have all your basics here. Well, not all your basics, but you have a lot of the important ones, right? You have combustion. You have cutting tool, you have cordage, you have somewhat of cover in here. You have cargo tape in here. You have a container. We added the container because you don't want. We have that metal container in there. I don't know how well it'll boil water. We know this will boil water and it'll fit right on top of your stove there. So we're gonna go ahead and we will try this out. Make no mistake, we will try this out. Again, I do want to add to it because we have sight on this over here. I'm thinking I'm going to find another ammo pouch. We'll put an ammo pouch on here, and then we can actually put actual shelter material in there. Whether it's just like a Mylar space blanket, if we have, maybe get like a sustainment pouch where they put the canteens in, and you can actually put a small tarp in there, like a maybe not like a heavy duty, but you could probably put like a medium weight 5x7 tarp inside that, and then you'd have decent cover. So But so far, I'm pretty impressed with this LoDinpo stuff. Um, for it being, um, what it is. For it being what it is, it's actually not too bad. Put that around your waist. Clip it on your waist. It's not too heavy, so you're able to walk around freely. You got your hands. If you have like a longer jacket, no one's even gonna know you have this on you. So, and again, that's why I chose to go with this one, because this one honestly looked like it had more room to improve on it. I mean, there's still a little bit of room in there. It is pretty tight, but I think that if we work with this a little bit, we can get some more stuff in here. Maybe get some more first aid stuff in there. At least like some band-aids and gauze and some alcohol pads, something to clean you up if you do cut yourself. But other than that, that is it for the LoDinpo loadout. Again, if I do get that additional fishing kit, I'm not planning on getting it anytime soon. So for right now, this is what we got. We're gonna give this stuff a try later on this year. We're gonna be doing some more hiking and some fishing and hiking, looking around for different places to go. Again, a lot of places around here, it is so dry and hot that they kind of frown on fires. But we do have a contained unit, so it might not be that bad. We can just use twigs, cook something up, and of course there's no food in here, so we gotta be able to find our food, whether it's birds, fish, lizards, something to eat, and then we can give it a try and see how well we cook up on it. But that's it. I'm liking this stuff. I think that this is a good addition to a much larger system. So you have like say you have like your rucksack or whatever, and you're, for whatever reason, let's say you're having to get out of Dodge, right? So you got your pack on with all of your heavy stuff, and you just need to set up a quick shelter. This could do the trick. Okay, yeah, we can get some fish, we can start a fire, we can cook with it. I do want to try to find if I have any. I would like to find a grill that I could put in here that would slide in the back here, so then I can have a grill to go over the top of that, and then when you're cooking, you can actually grill up your fish or whatever you find on it. And I know we can find them that size. I'll just measure it out and figure out what I need, and I'm sure I can find one that'll fit right on top of it. I might even be able to get one of those at Daiso, because they do have grills that go over the top of these types of stoves. But alright, that's it. Hope you liked the video. Do me a favor, hit that like button, leave me a comment, tell me what you think. Again, I think this is less than 50. I paid like less than 50 for all of this. That's to include like the cup and everything. So because the cup came with another kit, and so when you consider all the stuff that's with that kit, you paid just like maybe $1 or $2 for the cup. And you can get cheap cups at Walmart. What is their I forgot their stuff. I forgot the name of their stuff right now. Anyway, the Walmart brand. It'll come to me after I make the video. I'll put it in here when I figure it out. But you can get a cup from them for like a couple bucks. And so I think that just with a couple little additions, you can actually use this original survival kit from LoDinpo. Came with enough of the basics that you don't really need to add too much. You get that fire kit, and you're good. You don't even need to get the fishing kit. I just got them together since they were like a package deal. But you can buy just the fire kit by itself. There. Until next time, keep prepping.